Hello everyone, and welcome to State of the Realms, your weekly newscast for Camelot Unchained. I'm your host Swiper, and today I want to go over the weekly wrap-up for May 31st, 2019. If you're new to my channel, I go over about 5 top 10ish items and about 5 questions usually. The weekly wrap-up was over an hour this time, so I won't be going over everything. If you're interested in the weekly wrap-up that Camelot Unchained does themselves, I'll provide the link below in the description. So with all that being said, let's start with the top 5ish. Alright, starting with number 1. Work in progress. Support classes, mainly the Minstrel. As you may know, a lot of work has been put into getting these support classes out for us players. It sounds like they're hard at work with the Minstrel, and about 80% of the components have been completed. These components are shared across all support classes. So once the Minstrel is complete, their next support class is going to be the Dark Fool. And to be honest with you guys, I'm extremely looking forward to the support classes because I feel like a lot of MMOs nowadays, they don't truly have like a support class and a healing class, you know? So I am dying to see how these guys are going to perform. Alright, number 2 on our list, VFX ability component combinations. Alright, so like many of you know, Camelot Unchained is going to have a ton of abilities. And in this update specifically, CU has spent a lot of time making sure that a lot of the abilities that we can create in the ability builder have some kind of VFX attached to it. So if you don't know what a VFX is, it's kind of like lasers and like sparks and other visual effects that enhances the gameplay of your characters and whatever else they want to put in there. I have a quick example up on the screen right now, and you can also look at some YouTube videos. Just put like VFX and Camelot Unchained. You can see some of their testing that they've done. So it's pretty cool. All right, number 3. Concept doors. So we've been hearing a lot about doors. I mean a lot. I think I even saw an article from like MMORPG or some other company out there talking about doors in CU. But anyhow, this week they talked about adding the doors to the Cherry Keep, and by adding these doors, it was going to help them test the supporting tech around the doors. So if you take a look at some of the screenshots I have up, you'll get an idea of how these doors are going to look, and the concept art looks pretty awesome. So I hope these concepts make it into the game, and I hope this is something we'll see throughout the game and the testing and everything else. Alright, and number 4, collision-based effects. So CU has been working on collision-based effects for some time now. This week, work has been done on different block destruction particles and sound effects. So essentially this means is, let's say you're using Siege or something else and you hit a block that's made out of rock or looks like it's rock. You're gonna hear, you know, like kind of like a rock sound, right? And let's say you hit a block that's made out of wood. It should sound like you're hitting wood. So these are some of the smaller details that they're putting into the game, and what's, in my opinion, really gonna make a difference when you're out there and actually swinging your sword and throwing spells and firing siege. So this is pretty cool. All right, last but not least, number 5, tech abilities. So new code is now being reviewed. This code will allow CU to sort potential targets based on a metric. So if any of you guys have ever played Elder Scrolls Online as like a healer, you know when you're running around and you usually have to like aim all your spells, but usually they'll give you a heal. It says like heal the lowest, you know, HP target that's closest to you. Well, that's basically what this code is doing. It's using a specific metric and then allowing a certain spell to react off that metric. So this is actually a pretty cool design. I did like it in Elder Scrolls because it was tough to heal when you had to aim everything, but this game I know you're not going to be aiming everything, so I hope there's a good balance between these types of abilities so it doesn't make the game like too easy. Alright, so that is the top 5ish. Let's move on to the Q&A section. Question number 1. What single aspect of this game will keep players logging into Camelot Unchained for years? So Mark brought up 2 good points here. He first started with sieging and then he ended with crafting. So essentially he wants sieging to be fun for players. He wants it to be challenging and he doesn't want it to be dull, like somebody's just kind of throwing rocks at a big piece of wall and like that's it. He also said that he wants crafting to be fun and extremely useful in RVR. So I can kind of divulge a lot into this answer because that's kind of where he cut it off. I feel like there's going to be a lot more to this game than these 2 things, and I'm not sure why he didn't really go into it, but overall, you know, I have pretty good faith in that this is all going to work out. There's going to be other systems and mechanics that we'll be able to participate in, and points to capture and caravans to, you know, raid and things like that. And I think with the track record, with how Dark Age of Camelot is still going strong with their system and how other games tried to emulate them and, to be honest, in my opinion, failed miserably, I think they're going to be good. All right, question number 2. Has crafting taken a bigger role in testing, or is CU still testing other tech? So these last couple months, crafting has kind of been big. If you remember, they created the UI for crafting, and I'll stick that on the screen right now so you can take a quick look if you haven't been following this game. But in my opinion, I feel like they've been putting a lot of effort towards building destruction, sieges, and classes. I think that they've been doing other things on the side. As you can tell if you've been reading, all the points that they bring up every week, and some of the things I go over, but I don't go over everything. But overall, it sounds like they're moving forward with crafting, they're making changes, and Mark did say that eventually they're going to do a crafting scenario. So this will really help us and them test the heck out of this system. And I think that is when, crafting and crafters are really going to be able to build on this system and give your input. All right, moving on to question number 3. Will towers or castles have a set limit of siege engines, or will it be based off building design? So let's go over the answer, and then I'll kind of theory craft here a little bit. So there is no set limit to how many siege engines you can have on a keep. It's going to be based off your design. So when you design a keep, and if you make enough room to set a, siege engine down, you're going to be able to set it down. Now, remember, this game isn't just going to allow you to buy a siege engine. You're going to fill up one little spot in your inventory. You're going to run to the spot and then hit that button. It's not going to work like that. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, but we know it's not going to work like that. So I think that overall, at first when I heard this, I thought, wow, people are going to totally abuse this and make sieges or make castles have 100 siege engines, right? And it's just going to be stupid. I instantly thought that, but then I thought, well, you know what? You're not going to be able to just put 100 sieges up in an instant. It's not going to work like that in some other games. And I think that's why other games limit you, because it's just so easy to deploy and then, capture again. So I think they have more theories and thoughts behind this, and we haven't really touched on those yet. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about this and seeing how this all works out in the test realm. All right, question number 4. A while back, you spoke about pet classes not being autonomous. Any new discussions regarding pet classes? So guys, this question was pretty straightforward. They basically said that there hasn't been any new discussion and they're extremely happy with the idea of spirit pet classes. They think it's a great idea, and they also believe they can do some fun and really interesting things with them. So not knowing much about the pet classes, I have to imagine they will be different based off realm, considering we're not getting any type of mirrored classes. So I think we're just gonna have to wait for this one. All right, question number 5. When will the merchandise store come back? So I seem to hear this question and the famous when are you going to launch question. So let's answer both of those right now. So starting with the launch question. As some of you might know, they were saying maybe around winter. That's what they're shooting for of this year. But it's not a date set in stone. It doesn't mean that's when they're launching. And it could be in 2020, next year. All right, so let's go back to the merchandise store question. So at this point, Mark basically says that, hey, we delayed this game and he understands our patience and he's very thankful for our patience, but he doesn't feel right essentially asking for money or putting a store out there, having us buy items for this game. He says he would like to bring this back when basically the live streaming ban is lifted, meaning when we can go out and stream this game. And it's a part of me doesn't like the answer because I've been a supporter of this game and I want to get a mug, I want to get a t-shirt, and I want to rock the merchandise. But I understand why he's saying it, because it's just how he feels. And I can respect that. So the only thing I could say is I hope they lift this banning stream soon, because I know they're not, but I hope they do it soon, because I really want to get a mug. I want to pour that beer in my mug and I want to drink it on stream, man. I want to have that shirt. It's killing me. But yeah, so I hope I've explained this well enough. I don't think this store is going to come back anytime soon. Maybe when this game is very close to launch, but we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me today. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate everybody subscribing and hitting the like button and following me. Recently I got over 100 subscribers, and that makes me incredibly happy. I started doing this YouTube channel because I didn't see a lot of news out there for Camelot Unchained, and I am a huge follower of this game. I want this game to succeed, and I want to build a community around people that want to play this game. I know this game isn't, trying to be a AAA title. It's not trying to compete with Final Fantasy and WoW and other games like that, but that is the whole reason why I want more people to know about this game, because I feel like it's gonna be awesome, and I feel like the developers have the right mindset for an MMORPG. And with all the craziness that's been happening with all these other MMOs and cash shops and things like that, it only makes me love this game and their concepts even more. So again, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you want updates on a weekly basis, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thank you and have a great week.